Hello and a very warm welcome to this episode of the Ndita Mindset Show with me, Irene Patso. Remember that the Ndita Mindset Show is all about personal development, mindset change, self-motivation, and helping you to become the best version of yourself. And we strive to bring you stories and conversations with people that have made strides in their own lives, in the hope that by you hearing their story, you're going to see your own story and you'll be inspired to really keep going on your journey of becoming all that you're meant to be in your life. And remember that this show is brought to you by Ndita Mindset Coaching, which is a personal development company that empowers professional women and business women to become all that they're meant to be through coaching. And so if you'd like to access some of our services, you can reach out to me after this show and we can take it from there. Otherwise, I welcome you to this episode of the show. This is episode number 16. And so if you've not caught any of the previous episodes, I encourage you to go back, scroll back, and watch the previous episodes because there's so much value that you can get from those shows. In today's show, though, I'm so excited to share with you my good friend and share her story, and as we're going to be talking about embracing personal development. I'm sure that you hear a lot of issues about personal development and all those things, and sometimes you wonder what is it about, and we hope to light up that to bring some clarity on what personal development is all about and how you can start on your own journey of really morphing into the best version of yourself. So today in the show, I'm going to be talking to Akonda Supunia Kobe, who is an amazing woman, an ambitious woman, a transformative woman, and somebody who is really making strides in her own life. And I want to hear her story of how she started her own personal development journey and how that translated into her starting her own consulting firm, even as she is a full-time employee. And so I hope that this show is going to inspire you, it's going to motivate you, it's going to rekindle something in you, it's going to just make you believe in the beauty of your own dreams. And that said, I am so excited as well to share with you guys that if you are in the city of Blantyre, Akonda SY Consulting, in collaboration with Ndita Mindset Coaching, have organized a professional women's conference that is happening on the 25th of March. It's going to be on a Saturday and it's happening in Blantyre at Golden Peacock Hotel. And I want you to be part of this conference. I want you to get yourself in the room. And the theme of the conference is all about building a strong personal brand so that you can leave behind a powerful legacy. And I hope that you're going to get yourself in the room. The lineup of speakers is fire, and I know that we are going to have an amazing time together. I can't wait for you guys to be part of that. And if you want tickets, don't worry, they are still available, so secure your seat. And a single ticket is going only at 30,000, and I hope that you're going to be able to come with us. Let me see, I am waiting for my friend Akonda to be here, but otherwise, welcome to the show, Lusayo. Welcome to the show. All the ladies, all the people that are on the other side, it's good to see you. I hope that you're enjoying your holiday, your Friday, Mother's holiday, and I hope that you're going to get value from our time together here on the Ndita Mindset Show. Otherwise, how have you been? And in the course of the conversation, I'd like to encourage you that if you've got any views that you want to share or questions that you want me to ask Akonda, please make sure that you're commenting. I'll be able to see your questions and I'll be able to relay them to my guests so that we get the most value out of this show. And shortly, Akonda is going to be joining us. I don't see her yet here, but she is coming along, and I can't wait to deep dive into this conversation. Otherwise, it's a new month. It's March already. Can you believe it? Time is flying by so fast. How is your year going so far? And how are you doing in terms of your goals? Where are you? Are you winning? Do you need to pull up your socks? What do you, like, is there things that you can start to change? Do you need to start something? Do you need to stop something? Do you need to go back to your goals that you made at the beginning of the year and really look at them and go like, you need to start working on them all over again? It's never too late, you know. It's never too late. If you're feeling like you're behind, this is the time to just decide, like, over this long weekend, decide to go back, look back at your goals and go like, hey, I can really start showing up here, you know, in a very strong way. So let me see if Akunda is going to be able to join us. I don't see her here though. A very warm welcome to this week's show. It's episode number 16, can you believe it? And I'm so thankful to each and every one of you who have been with us since episode 1, and I hope that we'll continue to give you good value and giving you good conversations. And also I'm interested to find out, what are you learning from this show? Should we keep doing it? Are you getting value from it? How is it impacting your life? If you don't want to talk about it online, you can actually just simply inbox me and tell me how this show is impacting you, if at all. If it is impacting you, I would like to find out. I'd like to know. All right, so yeah, let me know, how is it going? How is Nita Mindset Show helping you, if at all it is helping you? But I know that it helps me, because sometimes I go back to the show and I watch it back, and I learn a lot from the views that the people that come on the show share. They remind me of the fact that it's still possible. I can be and do more, and I can really go on my journey, even when things are challenging, even when things are looking like they're not working. You can really be inspired by the stories that we're sharing on this show, and really help yourself to keep going, to keep motivating yourself to keep going. So yeah, I want to hear, how is it working for you? How is the Nita Mindset Show helping you? Is it helping you at all? Tell me, Lusayo, you've caught a number of shows. Can you share with me, is there something that is like standing out for you? How is the show helping you? Because even one person getting value from the show, I'm gonna keep doing it, because one person is all that matters. It's one person at a time, and we're like, as Nita Mindset, we want to impact the world, we want to impact the community, we want to impact our lives by changing one person's life at a time, one person at a time. All right, so let's see. Akonda, are you here? All right, there you are. All right, she's coming along. It's funny, you always get to learn something new when you're doing these things, and yeah, no giving up, just learning. Yay!
Hi.
Hello, hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing, Irene?
Wow, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So good to have you. So I've done a lot of talking already, but I'll just give you a minute to settle in. Guys, this is my guest. She is my amazing friend, Akonda. She's the founder of Akonda SY Consulting, and she is an avid personal development fanatic and also a coach, and I want to talk to her all about coaching and all the things. So Akonda, for those people that don't know you, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Irene. Like you rightly said, my name is Akonda Supuni Yakobe. I wear so many hats. I'm an accountant by profession. I'm the first president of the Forum for Women Accountants in Malawi. I am the president of MRI Toastmasters Club, because I work for MRA, Malawi Revenue Authority. And I am the immediate past president of Blantyre Toastmasters Club. I'm also the CEO of Akonda SY Consulting, like you've said. So basically, that's who I am. I am someone who loves to impact lives and leave people better than I found them. That's what I do.
So good. So good. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us on the show. And tell me a little bit about your backstory. You growing up and, you know, your education background. How did that go? Just a little bit so that we can get to know you better.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I grew up in a family of 6 children, a Christian home, 6 children, a mother and a father. As I was growing up, I was very good in mathematics. So I always wanted to become an accountant. And I worked hard in school. When I wrote my mock exams at Form 4 at HHI Secondary School, I did very well. And that time there was a myth that when you pass mock exams, it means you've already passed the final exams. And so I relaxed and said, yeah, I've already made it to college. I literally stopped studying. I wasn't serious about school because I thought I had already passed. Now come the final exams, I write the exams, and that time we were given 3 options, you know. So my first option was Bachelor of Business Administration at the Polytechnic, second was Social Science at Chancellor College, and third was Diploma in Secretarial Studies. When the results came out, oh my goodness, it was disaster, like disaster, literally. And so I quickly wrote management and asked that they swap my first option with the third option so that I go to the Polytechnic and do a Diploma in Secretarial Studies. And I was selected to go and do the Diploma in Secretarial Studies. Within 1 year, I finished and achieved the maximum grades. And I was like, I think there is more to life, because I still wanted to be an accountant. And so I talked to my parents and said, look, I still have ambitions to do accounting. Could you please help? I know I disappointed you, but please give me the last chance. And my dad was very understanding. He used to work for a number of years, and then he retired, he resigned and said, no, I want to be an entrepreneur. So at this point in time, he was an entrepreneur. And he said, okay, we had a discussion and we decided that I was going to go to Solusi College. It's a university now, but then it was a college in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe. And so I went to do my Bachelor of Business Administration 4-year degree in 1992. When I just completed my first year, actually when I was leaving, my late father was not feeling too well, but I still went to school. So when I just finished my first year in June 1992, I got a phone call that my dad had passed away back here, home in Malawi. And so I had to come back home. And my mom was a primary school teacher. So I came home, we buried my dad, and now we're saying, so what do we do? The first 2 are boys in my family. I'm the third born, but first born daughter, meaning there are 3 girls after me. And with my mom being a primary school teacher, my dad was an entrepreneur. And when he was sick, you know, money was used to pay bills in hospitals. There was nothing. And come September, I had to go back to college, but there was no money. But I told my mom, I said, I'm going back to Zimbabwe. And she said, how are you going? I said, I don't know, but I'm going. And she said, okay, fine. But this time you're not flying anymore. There's no money for an air ticket. I said, no problem. Because there were other students who were also studying at Solusi and they were going by bus. So I said, I'm going to join these people who go by bus. And I indeed went back to school with just minimal money, not even enough for tuition. And when I got to college, there was a program for underprivileged students. We call them needy students. And I applied to be in that program, whereby during the long holidays, like from July to September, students would go to Botswana and sell books. These books that is Seventh-day Adventist people sell, like on the Bible, books on marriage, on education, what have you. So the remaining 3 years, of course, when I applied to be in the program, I was accepted to be in the program because they saw my situation and said, okay, this girl is determined. She wants her degree. Let her be in the program. And the remaining 3 years, that's what I did to achieve my goal of attaining my BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. And in 1995, thank God, I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration degree. So basically, that's how my school went. And I came back home, started work. And I'm glad to say, after my Bachelor of Business Administration degree, I joined the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, and I'm now a fellow of Certified Chartered Accountants. And I've also done my Master of Business Administration in International Business with Amity University in the UK. So I've also done that. And I just thank God for everything that has happened to me. And of course, fast forward, when I discovered my passion, now I'm a certified transformational leadership coach. So in short, that's what I can say about my education.
Wow. Wow. From your story, it's like it's almost like you cannot let your circumstances determine how you turn out, because if it wasn't for your determination, you couldn't have been able to finish your college at all. You'd have stopped yourself, right?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Because I could have said, look, I have a diploma in secretarial studies. My dad has passed away. There's no source of fees or what have you. Let me just go home and work as a secretary, right? But then that's not what I wanted to do. I always wanted to be an accountant, like I've said. And I said, no matter the circumstances around me, I'm not going to allow them to determine my life or what I'm going to be. So that's when I decided, no, I have to focus on my dream, on my goal, because my goal was to become an accountant. And I said, no matter what, I'm going to achieve this goal. And so when you know your goal, when you are determined, when you are focused, and when you are persistent, you can achieve anything that you want to do, like literally anything. So we should not allow circumstances, conditions, or the environment to determine what type of a person we can be. We have every right to make choices in our lives and to take 100% responsibility of our lives to become the best version of ourselves. It begins with me.
So good. And that said, I would like to find out, was there a point that you made like a conscious decision to say, okay, I want to start working on myself? Since this conversation, we're talking about personal development. Did you have a moment where you decided to say, okay, I'm going to start working on myself? Or how did you start your personal development journey?
That's a very good question. From the background that I've just shared with you, you can see that I'm someone who's determined. When I want something, I make sure I achieve it, okay? So yes, there was a point in time that I had to sit down and say, okay, what am I going to do? And this was the time when I went through divorce. When I was going through divorce, it was the hardest time of my life. And this is something I wouldn't wish even on my worst enemy. It's not something nice, but life is life. Life happens, and somehow we have to go through the situation. So when I went through that, that was the darkest moment of my life, like I said. And for me to come out of that situation, it was really hard, because I was almost giving up on life, saying, okay, what else is there for me? And then one day I visited a friend, and they have a collection of books. And I'm someone who loves to read. And one of the books on the shelf was by Jackie Canfield, the guy who certified me, because I'm certified by Jackie Canfield. So one of the books on the shelf was there were actually several books, but one that caught my attention at that point in time was entitled How to Move from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. And the title alone intrigued me, and I was like, this is what I want in my life. I can't be in this position forever, because I felt stuck and I wanted to move from that position to where I wanted to be. So I started reading that book, and I said, wow, this is amazing information. And I started following Jack, Googled him up, and found out that he offers so many trainings online and even live. So I attended, I did some of his trainings until I discovered that he has written a book on the success principles and other powerful books. And he trains people to train these success principles. So I joined that program to become a train as train of the trainer. And after I completed that program, because when I was going through that, it literally changed my life. I started looking at life from a different perspective altogether. I stopped blaming people for what happens to me and started taking 100% responsibility for my life. So the principles that are packed in this book that I was trained about literally transformed me, and I felt, wow, if this has transformed my life, obviously it will also transform someone else. And that's where my personal development journey started, because I said, no, I need to share this with others, because I know there are lots of women and lots of other people out there who are stuck, but they don't know how to move from where they are to where they would want to be. So in short, that's how my personal development journey started. And having gone through that, I've gone through a number of trainings with other coaches as well. And I just love the journey that I'm on, because my life has totally changed, like totally.
I can sense it even on your, you know, how your face is just lit up about it. It's something that I relate with, because I am also so intrigued and so inspired and so moved by this journey of growth and evolution. It's a journey, it's a lifelong journey. It's a journey of taking responsibility for your life and really not waiting on anyone to choose you, but to choose yourself by the choices that you're making on a daily basis, right? And I'm curious to find out, in the work that you're doing as a transformational life coach, what are some of the most pertinent issues that you're helping women to overcome? And how, what are some of the success stories that you've had?
Okay, so many success stories, so
Yes.
many. I'll share with you one story. There are actually so many. I'll share with you a story of a lady who, when they heard about me and they had issues, they would come and say, Akonda, can you please help me? How can I handle this? How can I sort out this? And I would help her. And a few months, I think it was leaving last month, she came to me. She was invited for an interview at her workplace. And this was like 2 grades higher than where she was, a managerial post. And this lady, her husband works for an international organization. And she asked her husband to coach her, because she had traveled to another city. And as a result, the interview was going to be online, because the day the interviews were conducted in the city where they were supposed to be conducted, she was out of town. So she was told, no, don't worry, we can interview online. She consulted her husband and said, could you please coach me? And the husband said, look, yes, I have a very good job, but for me, it's just, I've been in that position for some time, and I just get transferred from one country to another. The last time I attended interviews, it's a long time ago, let alone online interviews. I don't think I can be of help. So when the husband said that, she thought of me. She said, let me ask Akonda, because she had already like come to me a number of times to help her or to coach her on something. So she came to me and said, look, this is my situation. I want this job. And when she texted me, I was at the office, because I still have my 8 to 5 job. I was at the office. She was like, I just had a message on the phone. And when I checked, it was her. We need to talk. So I said, is it urgent? She said, but we need to talk today. So I said, okay, call me at 6 o'clock when I'm home. And at 6, she called. So we had the conversation. She explained how she asked her husband to help her, and the husband said he may not be able to do that. And then she thought about me. That's when she called. So I sat down with her and gave her tips on how she can go through an interview online, on so many things that she has to think about. For example, the environment where she was taking the interview, it has to be, or it had to be conducive to, you know, to the interview that she was taking. And also to make sure that internet is good where she was, and to make sure that, you know, everything is on point. Basically, what we prepare when we are going for a live interview, she should take that into consideration. And on top of that, issues of internet, issues of environment, even the dressing. Although it's online, she should still look good that she's attending an interview, and not just say it's online so I can wear a t-shirt. So I gave her so many tips, and then she said, oh, thank you very much. And the interview was the following day at 3 o'clock. In the evening, she called and said, Akonda, I have to confess. When I was talking to you yesterday, I put you on speakerphone, because my husband was right there, and I wanted him to hear what you were saying. I'm really sorry I didn't warn you when I was talking to you. But after that conversation, the husband was like, wow, who was that person you're talking to? And she said, no, this is my colleague, whatever. He said, that's the best coach ever. The advice that she has given you, if you take heed of that advice, you are going to pass the interview. And guess what? 2 weeks later, she comes to me and she's like, guess what, Akonda, I got the job. And yes, she got the job, she got promoted. And now she wants to join my program, because I have a signature program that I coach people one-on-one, and it's something that I'm also taking it out to the corporates. So now she's joining this month, she's joining my signature program. It's a 90-day program. Because she said, you know what, I feel like I'm abusing you. I come to you and ask for ad hoc advice, but no, for me to get maximum benefit from you, I want to be in your program and make sure that I'm feasting on your table and you are hand-holding me so that I achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve in life. So that's one example that I can give you, but there are several others.
So good, so good. It just demonstrates the power of life coaching, or even emotional coaching. And I think that, like, for me, I keep on talking about life coaching because I've experienced it and I know the difference that it makes in one's life, and I also know the difference that it is also making in my clients' lives. But I think that it's still something, it's a conversation that we need to keep having, because for other people, they don't really get it yet, and they feel like I'm going to be telling my secrets to someone else and I don't feel safe. What would you say to women that would want to get support, but they somehow have this belief system that they don't want to talk about whatever it is that they're struggling with a third person?
Very good question. I would encourage those women to reach out and get support. Trust me, if you want to go far, you cannot go far alone. You cannot go far alone. Actually, there's an African proverb that says, and I quote, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. End of quote. So if you have a goal that you would like to achieve, you have to involve a coach or a mentor. You cannot achieve something on your own. We are human beings, and every day we are bombarded with so much negativity, be it on the work front, at home, on the TV, the news, the social media, all over, So there are times we read news or we hear stuff that affects us emotionally, although now, like for me, having gone through this journey, I have learned to take full ownership of my feelings. What someone says about me does not affect me. It doesn't bother me because it is their opinion after all. But there are a lot of people out there who cannot handle this, or who may not know how to go about this. Actually, this is one of the topics or the modules that I also share with my clients on how to take 100% responsibility of their life and take full ownership of their feelings so that they are not bothered by what someone says. So I have to say that in the real world, this is what's happening. And when you hear that, you feel disturbed, and maybe you had planned to do something, but because someone said something to you, probably, and they have disturbed your whole day. When you have a mentor, you are able to reach out to your mentor and say, look, today, it's cloudy with thunderstorms. Yeah, and I just don't know how to handle this. Could you please help? And that's what mentors are there for. They're there to cheer you on. They're there to, whatever weaknesses, I don't call them weaknesses, but I'm just saying this so that we are all on the same page. I call them areas of growth. Yeah. So whatever weaknesses or areas of growth that you have, your mentor is there to help you to grow and become the best version of yourself. So whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, no matter who you are, you need a mentor. Even myself, I have 2 mentors from Ireland, because I know no matter what it is I've achieved in my life, I haven't achieved it alone. I have achieved it with the help of a mentor, and I still need them in my life if I am to achieve better results. So I would encourage those women to say, reach out. Don't suffer in silence, because most of the issues that we go through are common, and we can only help each other to become the best versions of ourselves if we are able to hold each other's hands. As we are climbing up the ladder as women, we need to hold other women's hands so that we all climb the ladder together, so that we all get there together, and so that our voices are heard together as women or men.
Mm-hmm. So good. Yeah. So good. And I love the quote that you've just shared. And it brings me back to, the Professional Women's Conference that you and me have, collaborated on. I want you to speak to this conference. Why do you think that women have to make the time to invest in themselves by participating at this conference that's coming up on the 25th of March?
Brilliant question. I love it. I want to encourage women to attend this conference because it's one in a lifetime conference, packed with amazing speakers, where we are going to learn about branding. Sometimes we don't know that we are a brand. The way I present myself, I'm a brand, and people can read me. Even if I'm working, I may not get a promotion because of the way I brand myself, the way I present myself. Because that's what management looks at, to say, okay, how does Akonda present herself? If we are to send her to represent this organization elsewhere, what image is she going to give out there? Or even when people visit my organization, when they look at me, let's say I sit in the front office or anywhere part of the organization, do I represent the organization well? So as women, we have to know that we are brands, and people read us according to how we carry out ourselves. So it's very important that we know what personal branding is and how we can improve ourselves to become the best version of ourselves. And of course, we are also going to have another powerful speaker on wealth creation. How do we create wealth? Are we happy where we are, or can we be better? Because we are people who grow, okay? And we are God's highest form of creation. We are the only creation that was given the mind to think. And because of that, we always strive to be better. How can we become better? How can we create our wealth in a legitimate way so that we live better lives? That's something that's also going to be discussed. And of course, our guest of honor, Professor Address Malata, will also be there in attendance. So this is going to be an evening full of learning, full of growing, eating, and dancing and networking. So it's an evening that no one would want to miss. And because of that, I want to encourage each and every lady in Blantyre, in Malawi. You can travel even from Lilongwe to come, from Zuzu to come and attend this function, because the conference is going to be awesome. There will be lots. You are not going to leave the place the same you came in. So please come and attend this conference and learn with us, grow with us, network with us.
Mm-hmm. So good, so good. And just to add, to say that, ladies, you know, you are the master of, you know, you're the master of your life. You are the captain of your ship, and it's like, unless you start to be that, and you start to actively and proactively pursue your goals and start to see yourself as the best version of yourself and start to get bored enough to go for your dreams, reader, you're going to remain the same. You're going to be feeling stuck. You're going to be blaming everything else but yourself about where you are. And that place doesn't feel good, because I've been there. It doesn't feel good. It feels like you're caged up. It feels like you can do more, but you don't know how and where to start. It is in environments like what we've created for the Professional Women's Conference, where a light bulb goes on in your mind and you go like, come on, wait a minute. Perhaps I can be and do more, and I can start to change my life for real. So we want you to be part of this event and come with an open mind, knowing that even one word that is said in this conference or one statement that is for you that you grab, you can really start the journey of transforming your life and how you're showing up in your life. So please make the time to come. It's going to be on the 25th of March at Golden Peacock Hotel. Tickets are on sale right now. It's only 30,000 kwacha per ticket. And if you want to talk to your organization to sponsor a number of you, corporate tables are also available at 200K. So we can't wait to have you in there. I'm sure we're going to have an amazing time. Yeah. And Akonda, coming back to you as a person, what are some of the biggest changes that you've noticed about yourself since you started working on yourself? Is there something that you can pinpoint to say, I used to be this person, but now I'm this person because of the work that I'm doing on myself?
So many points that I can talk about. For example, confidence. I know I was confident, but not the way I am now. You know, most women suffer from self-doubt. I was one of them. I would know something, but to say it out would be a problem or would be a challenge. You agree with me that in meetings, even at the office or wherever there are meetings and there are women, it's mostly men who are talking. But you find women just sitting there, just listening, and they don't take part. And You may find that a guy says a point that you wanted to say, but you thought, if I say this, they'll think I'm stupid, or maybe my point is not strong enough. And a guy says it, and people are clapping hands, and you're like, oh, but that's what I wanted to say. Yeah? So things like those, that would happen to me a lot. But through this personal development journey, I've learned to express myself, to say my thoughts without feeling judged. Because like I said, what someone thinks about me is their opinion. It doesn't bother me. What they say about me is their opinion. It doesn't bother me. So I've really grown in terms of confidence. I can stand up and say my views without feeling like someone will judge me. Yeah. And I've also learned that I don't need validation from anyone to do anything, because it's my journey. It's my journey. And if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Another quote that I love so much is by Jim Rohn. He says, and I quote, "You cannot hire someone else to do your push-ups for you." End of quote. So I want to do push-ups, I have to do push-ups. I cannot hire someone else. So it's up to me. Whatever happens to my life, it's up to me. I have to determine the trajectory of my life. How do I want my life to look like? So in that part, I have grown so much, and I'm so happy about it. I've also learned to overcome procrastination, because this is something else that also bothers us, especially women. When we have an assignment, we say, I'll look at it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll look at it next week. Then it becomes this humongous elephant that you can't even chew. You don't even know where to start from. That area, I'm happy to say that I'm able to overcome procrastination. When I have assignments, I'm able to work on them. I give myself a target or plan to say, this assignment, I'm going to do it in so much time. And I'm so happy with that area of my life. And of course, I'm also happy that I don't suffer from imposter syndrome. Most women suffer from imposter syndrome. We feel like we are not good enough. But who says you're not good enough? If God tells us in his word, we have to say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am enough. I am supported. I am loved. Why can't we say that and feel that, yes, I can do this? So that area also, I'm happy that I don't really suffer from imposter syndrome, because I know who I am.
So good. And it is such a powerful place to be when you start to really, like, not just say these things, but to actually feel them and to start to act from them, right? And it's something that I would really love for each and every woman to experience, and to come to that place of being like, you know what, I'm okay, I'm safe in my own skin, and I'm good enough the way that I am, and I don't have to change for anybody. Of course, you have to be growing, but the essence of who you are is enough. And I think that is a message that we really have to continually to share, and to have all of us being really fully ourselves and confident as Malawian women, and like be all that we're meant to be in our lives, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
excited. Loving this conversation, and I'm sure that we are going to have more of these talks as time goes, but also we're going to have time to network as well at the Professional Women's Conference that's coming up on the 25th of March, as Elia alluded to. And I'm interested to find out, do you have somebody that inspires you, and who are they?
Wow. Yes, I have a number of beings that inspire me. The first one being God, because I realize that I cannot do anything on my own. Matthew 6 verse 33 tells me that I have to seek the kingdom of God first and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto me. So the first being that inspires me is God himself, because if I don't make him my partner in everything that I do, then I've lost it. So that's the first. The second, my mom. Like I said, my dad passed away in 1992, and he was only 46 years old that time, very young. My mom was only 41, and she had 6 children to raise. And I thank God that by God's grace, all of us are alive, all of us are independent, and we are doing well in our areas of sphere, and I praise God for that. So my mom really inspires me to say, she was a primary school teacher, and she had to hustle so hard to make sure that she put food on the table. There was fees for my siblings. There was all that clothing and what have you. So I really thank God for her and for the inspiration. And my mentor is in Ireland, like I said, too, actually. And my mentors, they inspire me so much because anytime I face a challenge, I can go to them and say, hey, I'm stuck here. And they literally tell me, Akonda, you can reach out to us anytime. If we don't respond in time or when you are online, we are still going to respond. So whatever issues you have, please bring them on. So because they also help me believe in myself, they push me on, they encourage me. I love that about them, because they also have mentors who push them and who cheers them on, and they are doing the same with me. So for that, I am truly grateful. Because like I said, I wasn't always confident about myself, but they have helped me realize what I'm capable of doing and how far I can go, to say there are no limits. I can do, I can be, I can have anything that I want. It all starts with the mind. What do you think about? Because trust me, we are what we think about, and our thoughts create things. So for that, they inspire me so much.
So good, so good. And would you mind sharing with us what are some of the habits that you are engaged in that help you to stay on top of your game?
Focus. It's important to be focused, but also pursue your goal, okay? You have to know what you want, first of all. So I know what I want. And because I know what I want, I am focused towards that. And I persevere, I persist. I don't give up on my goal, regardless of what others think. Because, you know, your goal or your dream is given to you for a reason. My dream may not be someone else's dream. We may have different dreams. And when you're sharing your dreams with other people, they may, you know, some people are naysayers, some people are dream snatchers. They may tell you, you can't do that. You know, no one in your family has ever done that. Who do you think you are? But in spite of that, I am focused, and because I know it's my dream, it's my goal. So it's important that I am focused, I persevere, I am relentless in what I want to achieve, and just keep on pushing. When you are working towards, you asked me about me, so let me respond as me. When I'm working towards my goal, I also have faith, because it's important to have faith as well. Because sometimes when you're pursuing something and you don't see results immediately, we tend to give up. But we shouldn't give up, because winners never quit and quitters never win. You know, when we plant a seed, it doesn't grow on the same day. There has to be gestation period. A chicken egg takes 21 days to hatch. Even the maize that we have cultivated, when we planted, we had faith. We still have faith that it's going to grow. It's going to give us some maize crops, and we are going to harvest. What do you think would happen if we planted the maize seed and then the next day we go and dig it out to see if it's growing? Is it going to grow? No. Similarly, our goals should be treated the same way. When we are pursuing our goals, if we fall down, let's rise up and say, I'm still pursuing. Just like a baby does when they're walking, they fall down. And as adults, we cheer them on, say, yeah, tomorrow you walk, keep on taking the steps. Yeah, and the baby tries again until they keep walking. That's what we should be doing with our goals. We shouldn't give up, no matter how many times we fall, because eventually we are going to achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve. So that's how I look at my life and my goals in totality.
Good. So good. I love that you're Malawian.
Oh yes, I am. Yes.
All right, so good. No, thank you so much for this conversation. It has been amazing. It has been awesome. And what are your final words to the women that are maybe contemplating, they want to come to the conference, but they're like, maybe it's Malawians organizing it, so it won't be as nice, and all those things. What would you say to them if they're skeptical?
I would like to encourage them to attend, and they are going to testify, because we are women building each other up.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, we need to hold each other's hands as we grow. And together, there's power in togetherness. When we women speak with one voice, everyone listens. Because women are a power, they're a powerhouse, but we don't realize how much power we have as women. So when we do things together, when we support each other, together we can build this nation. Like I said earlier on, this conference is going to be amazing. It's action-packed, and you are not going to leave the same way you came in. So I want to encourage you to come and attend. But also, I want to encourage you women to read, to keep reading so that you grow. So many books out there that you can read that will help you grow your emotional intelligence. It's important to have IQ and to have the PhDs. There's so many degrees. But it's also important to have emotional intelligence, because that helps us to manage our emotions as well as other people's emotions. And we can get that through personal development, through reading books, so many books that we can read. I just want to recommend 2 or 3 books that you have to read that have helped me a lot. The first one being Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich, powerful book. Yeah. Another one, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard's books are excellent. The Power of Awareness. It's going to help you become aware of who you are and how powerful your mind works. And the third one, by Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Berand. It's another short book, very powerful. Actually, there's a short one that you can read within a day, U Squared. It's going to help you how you can square your results that you're getting in your life. This one is by Price Pritchard. Very good books. So yes, let's keep reading. Let's keep interacting as women by attending these powerful conferences, because definitely you are going to learn a lot from the powerful preachers that are lined up there, and it's going to be exciting. As for me, I can't wait for the 25th of March. So yes, let's go there and have fun as women and grow together.
Yes, very well said. And thank you so much for all the value that you've shared in this episode. Thank you for the books that you've recommended. There are some that I hadn't read yet, like The Invincible Power. I haven't read that yet. The Power of Awareness, I also had not read that yet. So I'm going to look it up and read it over the holiday and the next few weeks. But otherwise, it has been such a pleasure to have you here. And I just want to commend you for the work that you're doing. You know that there's a ripple effect as you are growing. You're also bringing other women along with you and sharing the knowledge. And by impacting one woman, you're also creating another chain. She's also impacting other women. So really keep up the great work that you're doing, showing us that you can be both. Like you can do the corporate successfully and also do business successfully if that's the path that you choose. And you are an inspiration to all of us, and it is so good to have you here on the Ndita Mindset Show. I can't wait to touch base with you and be together at the conference. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for having come on the Ndita Mindset Show.
Thank you very much. As I leave, let me leave you with this quote, powerful quote by Henry Ford. He says, and I quote, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." End of quote. It's all about the mind. What inner conversation do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself you can, or do you tell yourself you can't? So let's be careful of what we think about. Our minds are so powerful, and we can achieve anything that we put ourselves or that we think about, because anything is possible. Thank you very much, Ndita Mindset, for having me on your show.
It was amazing. Thank you, guys. And thank you to our audience who are watching this show. And give us your views about the value that you're getting from the show so that we keep on going and bringing you conversations that move the collective forward. This is Irene Patso. Until next week, have a beautiful rest of your Friday and the weekend. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.